Hi, my name is Nathan, and for the past 3 years, I have made between $10,000 to $20,000 a month consistently through my social media marketing agency. It has actually taken me 5 years to get to this point. There's been so much trial and error. I've paid so much money for mentorships, coaching programs, school communities. You wouldn't believe how long it took. But through sheer willpower and determination, I have finally got to a point where I have financial freedom. I am from London, but I'm currently traveling. I'm in LA right now. I've been signing US clients and life is just great, you know? I'm really happy. And the next thing that I want to do is start to share my journey with people on YouTube and social media. So that's what this video is about. In this video, I'm going to show you how I got to this point, my journey, and what I would do if you're in a position where you want to start a social media marketing agency for yourself with no money. And I just want to put a little bit of a disclaimer out there. I have never made any money through coaching or teaching people how to do this or sell a course or anything like that. Up until this point of me making this video, I have purely made all of my money consistently by actually providing a good service to businesses in the UK and the US. So my journey started about 5 years ago. I was working for a leisure center as a lifeguard, and I was really interested in e-commerce. So I started to ask around, do some research, watch YouTube videos like you are doing now, and I came across someone who I thought would be a really good mentor. In exchange for me just kind of helping him out test different products on Shopify, he showed me some really good testing strategies on Facebook. And this is where I got my first sort of piece of experience. That then led into me offering my marketing services to the leisure center or the gym that I was working for. It started with just doing some Facebook ads for one location. Within a year, I was doing it for 97 locations for that gym franchise. What I was doing was I was running gym offers like get a free week pass at the gym on Facebook and Instagram ads. The inquiries from that would go to the sales team at a local center using like an in-house system that they were using. And from there, I got my first sort of piece of confidence that I knew what I was doing. I was taking screenshots just to be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing now. The only issue is when you're working for someone is you are providing a lot of value for kind of like a minimal amount of money. I think I was making like 21K a year doing that. And I was spending upwards of £60,000, which in US dollars is like 75, 80K. But I was young, I was like 20. I was like, hey, it's fine, I'm getting experience. At which point, when I was finally sick of being broke, I left that company. So the first thing I did, bear in mind, like I wasn't making much money, so I couldn't go and start spending lots of money on advertising to try to get clients. So what I did was I downloaded an email marketing software called Lemlist. I knew that I could get results running Facebook ads for gyms. So what I did is I used a VA. I went on Upwork. You can use Upwork or Fiverr. Get a VA to scrape a bunch of emails within your niche. Once you have all of those emails, you want to plug it into an email software like Lemlist or Instantly. I actually prefer Instantly, but I didn't know about it at the time, so I used Lemlist. What these softwares do is you can purchase an email domain under your name, under your brand name, whatever you want it to be. It will warm up this email, which essentially is just tricking the email platforms that it is a legitimate email and you're not about to go and spam everyone, even though you are. Once you've kind of warmed up that email, you can start sending out, let's say 30 to 50 emails a day per domain that you've purchased. If you're starting out fresh, this is the cheapest option for you. You don't want to waste any time manually sending emails unless there's really a specific brand that you want to work with. Let's say that this isn't gyms that you're going for. You want to target businesses that are kind of privately owned. You don't want to go for franchises. If they're making over $200,000 a month, they're too big realistically to work with, because at that point they're going to have an internal marketing team and they won't need you. You're just wasting your time reaching out to them. So the criteria that you're going for is sort of 100K a month or under. Also, once you start to go below 10K a month revenue with the businesses that you're reaching out to, they will not even be able to afford to run their own advertising. Even if you're not initially charging for the service, they will not even be able to afford their own advertising spend on Facebook or Instagram or Google or whatever it is that you're offering. So the criteria that you need to go for is 10K a month plus at the bare minimum, and you want to essentially offer them a free trial. I understand at this point you want money, but you're not really in a position to ask for money as you don't really have any case studies. It also needs to be a really good offer. That's why I say you should offer a free trial, because you're reaching out to them. It also needs to be a really good offer. That's why I say you should offer a free trial, because you're reaching out to them. They're not reaching out to you, you're asking to work with them. So you kind of need to be like, here is an irresistible offer, and you will get a small percentage of businesses who will respond to your emails and say, hey, I don't mind giving this a go. On the emails, you're not trying to really pitch it, you're just trying to get them on a call. Use a software called Calendly. Make an account on there, simply send them your Calendly link, which is just going to allow them to book either a Zoom call or a Google Meets with you. Once you're on there, just explain your experience. If you don't have experience, you kind of just want to explain what Facebook ads is, or Google ads, whatever your service is, you need to have some knowledge in it. People can tell if you don't have any experience. And if you don't have any case studies, it's very, very important for you to have experience. The way that you're going to sell it, your selling point is that you do know what you're talking about, even if you don't have any case studies. So now let's say hypothetically, you've been doing this for the past month or two, you will get some people on a free trial. It's not going to work for everyone, but you just have to have in the back of your mind, it's a numbers game. You're going to bring on 5 trials a month and you're going to sign 1 to 2 of them. That's fine. As long as you're doing it consistently, and the ones that you do sign, you offer a very good service, you're very good at communicating, and you build a relationship with them, then they will stay on board with you. And of course, after the first month, you can start asking for a regular flat fee payment, because if they're staying on with you, it means that you're making them money. Therefore, you should be compensated for that. So about 3 to 4 months in, you're going to have a couple clients. Like 100% you will have a couple clients at this point. You've bit the bullet and you've done the free work, and now you're getting paid. Now you can transition to the most powerful way to get clients, which is running your own ads. It's expensive, but it shifts the power dynamic from you reaching out to businesses to now they're going to be reaching out to you. So when they reach out to you and they say, oh, well, how can you help me? You can just say, well, you booked a call with me because of my ads. So they obviously work. It's the best selling point, and it is on autopilot. You just set up the funnel, and once that's done, on autopilot, people are going to be booking calls with you. You just jump on there. You don't even need to do research before it is, and you just do a discovery. You say, what are you doing for your marketing? What's been working for you? What problems have you had? Why did you book a call with me today? Once you've got to that point, you can then say, okay, well, this is what we do, and this is how I think that this will solve your problem. You don't want to let them ask you questions on the call initially. You need to frame the call. When you first get on there, you say, hi, thank you very much for booking a call. We're just basically going to go through, I'm going to ask you a couple questions to gauge where you're at and see if that we're a good fit. And then afterwards, I'll give you a demonstration of our service and you can ask me questions. That way, you're not going to jump on a call and let someone interrogate you. If you have a good funnel, you are going to have a positive return on your investment from what you spend on your ads to acquire these clients. It is how pretty much every single advertising agency works. I don't care what the rest of the gurus on YouTube say. This is the best way to acquire clients. And if you're any good at your service, at running ads, it will work. Even if you're just breaking even, for example, like if you're spending $1,000 a month on Facebook ads to acquire clients and you're signing $1,000 a month, you're not breaking even because there is a lifetime return of these clients. They're going to be paying that $1,000 a month retainer for as long as you manage to keep them. So it's important to you, if you're going to do it that way, you want to work on retention and how to keep your clients. At this point, the world is your oyster. You essentially have an automated system to bring on clients. You can work on your service, and then this is the best point and the point that I'm at now. You can actually start to acquire much bigger businesses by offering a performance basis. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail, but instead of asking for a flat fee, initially you had to ask for a flat fee because you needed money. If now you're saying like a position like I'm in now, which is where you're consistently doing over $10,000 a month through flat fee retainers, you should start to try and target businesses making over $100,000 a month and just say, I will work for free, but I will take a small commission on every sale that you make. To put this into perspective, you could have 10 clients and they're all paying you $1,000 a month in a flat fee. Recently, I signed a client in the US who makes $7 million a month, and they paid me $10,500 in a single month which I would never make through a flat fee retainer, but it's because I went on a performance-based fee with this client, which is the first time I did it, and I was taking 3% of the revenue which I was producing for them. So on a good month, I produced 350K revenue for them, and I was paid, I think it was like 10,400, whatever 3% is, that's how much I was paid. And that is the equivalent of 10 clients, smaller clients, of course, on a flat fee basis. Now, you need those flat fees as your bread and butter. What I mean by that is your security. That's your baseline. But once you're at that point, you want to go for businesses who are much bigger, and you're more, instead of an agency, you're like a growth partner, which is you're going in and you are tethering your success with that client. You go on board, you jump on a call with them, and you say, let's work on this together, and I will take a fraction of the money that I make for you. It is so much better to sell that than a flat fee, because plenty of people, especially a lot of the newbie agency owners, they will ask for a fee up front because they're not sure that it's going to work and they need to make money. However, the people who know what they're doing and they have confidence that they can get results, they will happily take a small percentage of the revenue which they're going to produce. And by doing this, you can just simply go after larger companies, take a small percentage, and suddenly the average amount of money you make per client can go to 10K plus, which is now what I'm doing. That's the point that I'm at now. Of course, I'm going to keep working with the smaller clients because I have a great relationship with them, and it's good. It's great to have clients like that. But beyond a certain point, you want to start going after larger companies. Once you've got all of those case studies, once you can prove that you can get results, you just want to offer people a performance basis. And as I said again, it's so much easier to sell that offer than to try to get someone on a call and get them to pay money up front to you without them knowing who you are, without them knowing if you're actually going to get them results. This way, you only get paid when they make money. They're going to agree like 9 times out of 10 to that deal. And yeah, so that's pretty much my advice. That's how I would start from zero to making really an infinite amount of money. And it's not broken. I mean, a lot of people have moved on from SMMA. They think that there's greener pastures, that there's better business models, drop shipping, e-com. But what I find is that that's actually a good thing. There's less competition these days, and there's definitely less people who really actually know what they're doing in this industry, who actually get results. If you can get good at marketing and you can get good at running ads and your service, you are going to make money. It's more of just like learning the skill. That's what you need to do. Get good at the skill, get experience through the free trials, and you will do well. Anyway, I'll put my Instagram down below if you want to send me a message. Thank you very much for watching the video. Like and subscribe if this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.